Summertime in Phoenix, Arizona. It can be a beautiful season, but it is important to talk about the extreme heat that comes with summer. With every year passing by, the temperature rises and tends to last longer.
Change in the climate causing some anxiety this summer? The heat, particularly in the Southwest. Phoenix has been hotter longer than any other big U.S. city, a record 30 straight days of highs above 110. It's had a lot of us in the rest of the country asking, how does anybody live in that heat?
Phoenix broke another record when temperatures topped 110 degrees Fahrenheit. It was the 54th day in 2023 that the official reading at Phoenix Sky Harbor Airport made the mark. Maricopa County, home to Phoenix, appears headed towards an annual record for heat-associated deaths. Maricopa County Department of Public Health conducts weekly heat-associated mortality surveillance. It was confirmed the heat season in 2023 resulted with a total of 194 confirmed heat-associated deaths and 425 heat-related deaths in 2022. Phoenix is one of the 6 counties in Arizona at risk of becoming uninhabitable to humans in the next 20 to 40 years. The infrastructure of Phoenix is making the effects of extreme heat worse by reducing the city's capacity to absorb heat. The urban heat island effects causes much higher temperatures in areas that have been overdeveloped with pavement, buildings, and other heat-retaining surfaces. High temperatures commonly cause heat stroke, heat exhaustion, heat cramps, and heat rash. When the weather conditions are hot and dry, the potential for wildfires is high. 54% of all properties in Phoenix have the risk of becoming affected by wildfires.
It's now been a month of temperatures over 110 degrees. It's so hot out here, not even the cactuses are surviving.
There is a high concern that the heat wave is pushing some of the plants best adapted to the region's hot, dry summers past their limits. The heat-breaking records are breaking the cactuses. They can't function because they are starting to suffocate. Instead of them recovering during the night, the temperatures are too high to let this happen. The main secrets of surviving the long, hot summer days in Phoenix are heading to the river or lakes. Within a short drive, there is Lake Pleasant to Canyon Lake that can help freshen up. The second most common idea is going for swims, but even then, it can get to the point where the water feels extremely warm to be enjoyable here in Phoenix. Let's talk about hikers. Hikers need to take extra precautions during the summer months. They rescue more than 200 hikers every year, often related to heat. The Take a Hike, Do It Right campaign posts signs at many trailheads reminding people to watch the weather, stay hydrated, hike with others, carry a phone, and be aware that certain chronic illnesses like diabetes or heart disease can make people more vulnerable to heat. The city of Phoenix actually passed an ordinance that you can't take a dog hiking when the temperature is over 100 degrees. Here is my story. I experienced heat exhaustion on a very hot summer day. I decided to go on a hike, and as you can see, my clothes were not the most fitting for a hike. It was after this picture when I kept on going up, and shortly I began to feel a rapid pulse, and I immediately felt myself sweating more and more. I stopped myself when I started feeling nauseous and weak. I suddenly felt the inside of my body very cold, and this is when I started panicking. I was immediately thrown a towel over my head, and we stayed there for a couple minutes until I could feel myself calming down and I could feel my body back to normal. After this very experience, I can say I have not gone back to hike during a hot summer here in Phoenix. Heat tips during summer include staying cool when being outdoors, Dress appropriately for the hot weather. Apply sunscreen that is SPF 15 or higher. Stay hydrated, and it is important to consume water even when you are not thirsty. Last, check on others to ensure they have access to water and air conditioning. Always check your car before locking or closing the doors to ensure no children or pets are left inside the vehicle.